Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40k universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and today we're going to do the final battle, the final video in the Horus Heresy series. So let's start with 40 facts about the Horus Heresy. The traitors managed to push back the defense to the Eternity Gate. The Eternity Gate was the only way into the inner sanctum of the Imperial Palace. Blood Angels and Imperial Fist held off attacking Chaos troops, while the remaining Loyalists fought outside the Eternity Gate. During the battle at the gate, the mighty bloodthirster Greater Demon, Ka Banda, came forth and bellowed out a challenge to Sanguinius in the name of his master Khorne. The two champions took to the skies, trading blows and battle cries high above the heads of the fighting Marines. Already fatigued from the long siege, Sanguinius was cast down by the demon, pulverizing the floor below upon impact. The Loyalist forces seemed to collectively groan at the fall of their great champion. Only stunned by the force of the impact, Sanguinius cleared his head, forced himself up, and took to the skies once more. Grabbing the demon by the right ankle and arm, the Primarch lifted the creature high and broke its back over his knee. He threw the demon's carcass back at the traitors, who howled in despair as the last Loyalist fell back and made it into the Imperial Palace's inner sanctum before the great portal of the Eternity Gate was shut tight behind him. Ka Banda could not truly be killed. He was banished to the warp for 1,000 years. The bloodthirster spirit was sent back into the Immaterium. The siege following the initial assault on the Imperial Palace lasted 55 days. Both sides knew that the defeat of the Imperium of Man was near. Horus prepared to teleport to the surface from his flagship to lead his force in person. He knew he had to complete the siege before the arrival of the reinforcements from the other Space Marine legions. Before the jump, Horus was informed by the Wordbearer's first chaplain that their demonic allies in the warp had informed them that the Dark Angels and the Space Wolf Legion was near Terra, and that the Ultramarines were only a short distance behind. They would arrive in mere hours. Horus lowered the void shields of his flagship, the enormous battle barge Vengeful Spirit. The lowering of the vessel's shields was detected by the Loyalist vessels in orbit, and the information was relayed to the Imperial Palace. It is disputed whether Horus disabled his void shields, as he experienced one last moment of regret for his betrayal of his father and his turn to chaos, while others believe it was a personal challenge to the Emperor. Leading members of his elite personal guard, the Legio Custodes, the Primarch Sanguinius and Rogo Dorn, and several companies of Imperial Fists and Blood Angels veteran Space Marines, the Emperor teleported aboard the Vengeful Spirit. Horus was able to scatter the assault team, sending the force into different parts of his ship. Each force fought a series of battles against the elite forces of Chaos aboard the corrupted starship, attempting to link up with their comrades and confront Horus. Sanguinius reached his brother Horus first. He attempted to convert his closest friend to Chaos one last time, but when the angel refused, Horus attacked. Sanguinius proved to be no match for Horus. Horus was at the peak of his demonic power, and Sanguinius was already fatigued by the battle on Terra. Sanguinius was able to create a small hole in Horus's armor before the angel was strangled to death by Horus. On Terra and on the ship, a terrible berserker fury came over the Blood Angels at the moment of the Primarch's death. This would later be known as the Black Rage. When the Emperor finally found Horus in his throne room, he saw the winged corpse of Sanguinius at Horus's feet. Horus mocked the Emperor, calling him foolish for refusing the power of the Chaos Gods, and timid for not taming them to his will. If he was truly the master of mankind as he claimed, Horus proclaimed that if the Emperor would kneel before him, then he would spare his life. The Emperor explained to his once beloved son of the trap he had entered. The Chaos Gods were using him as a pawn. Snarling, Horus hurled bolts of demonic lightning at the Emperor, but the Emperor nullified them with his own immense psychic ability. The two godlike entities engaged each other in both physical and psychic combat. The Emperor could not summon himself to use his full strength against his son. The Emperor suffered grievous wounds at Horus's hand, and after a score of thrusts, parries, and counter-thrusts between the Emperor's rune sword and his own lightning claw, Horus sliced open the Emperor's chest armor, then opened his jugular and severed the tendon in his right wrist, disarming the Emperor. A psychic blast seared the flesh from the Emperor's face, destroying one of the Emperor of Mankind's eyes. Horus tore the Emperor's right arm from his socket, raising his father's broken body high above his head, and then Horus broke his back over his knee. A lone Lego Custodes warrior entered the bridge as the Emperor fell to the floor. Horus showed the Imperial Guardsman the Emperor's broken form and laughed at the custodian. The valiant Imperial warrior roared and charged at the War Master. Horus flayed the charging custodian with a psychic blast of chaotic power. Some sources say that the valiant warrior was an Imperial Fist Terminator, others an Imperial Army trooper named Olinus Pius. Realizing at last that his favorite son was truly lost to the corruption of chaos, the Emperor finally gathered his full psychic power and unleashed a lance of pure warp energy that entered through the hole made by Sanguinius and nearly killed Horus. The Emperor's favorite son lay begging for his father to forgive him. The Emperor saw regret in his fallen son's eyes, but knew that the Chaos Gods could possess Horus at any time, and so for the sake of humanity, the Emperor destroyed Horus. The Emperor psychically burned his essence from existence in both the physical world and the immaterium, so that the ruinous powers could not resurrect Horus as a demon prince through their claim of his soul. The death of Horus sent a psychic shockwave surging across the solar system, casting the demons of chaos back into the warp and spreading mass panic amongst the traitors. It was clear to the forces of chaos that their favorite mortal vessel was defeated. The Chaos Gods turned their back on the traitors. Thousands upon thousands of Chaos Space Marines and Chaos Titans fell, attempting to flee. The ground before the Sanctum Imperialis ran red with blood of traitors and heretics. The Primarch Rogel Dorn finally found his way to the corrupted starship's bridge. He found a slain brother, Sanguinius, and a shattered body of the Emperor, who was now on the verge of death. The Emperor whispered instructions to Dorn, urging the Imperial Fist Primarch to take him to the Golden Throne in the inner sanctum of the Imperial Palace. Dorn did as instructed, teleporting back to the Imperial dungeons beneath the Imperial Palace. In the Imperial Palace, the Tech Priest disengaged the almost dead Malcador from the Golden Throne. Malcador gave his last breath as a psychic sacrifice to wake the Emperor from his coma induced after the fight. The Tech Priests of the Mechanicum worked furiously to modify the Golden Throne to the Emperor's specifications. Once connected, the Emperor spoke his final words. He urged everyone to continue the fight to free humanity from the forces of chaos, and fight the ignorance that continued to assault the Imperium. Then the Master of Mankind spoke no more. The Emperor's spirit was caught between the warp and a crippled, decaying body. The life support functions protected his mind while it entered the Immaterium, where he would create and maintain the Astronomicon navigation beacon to hold the Imperium together while battling the Chaos Gods on their own plane. The Chaos Gods had won a partial victory. The Imperium of Man would evolve into a repressed, ignorant, and brutal society, a way of life the Emperor had fought against before his entombment. The Imperium of Man had survived the Horus Heresy. The following years is known as the Great Scouring and the Reformation, where the traitors were chased into the Eye of Terror, and the remaining Space Marine legions restructured themselves to continue the work their father had left them.
Boom! We are done with the Horus Heresy. Thank you guys for watching all those videos.
Yeah, it was really tough to create and go through all the 10 episodes. You guys are awesome. And we actually have a special gift for you guys just for being awesome subscribers and doing your thing.
Ugh, it's so big and amazing.
Oh, the Horus Heresy. We're giving this away. All you need to do...
Yeah, let's put it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you need to do is comment down below with your favorite Space Marine chapter, whether it be Loyalist or Traitor. But be sure that it's a first founding Space Marine chapter, none of that second founding and onward. So comment down that below. You have to be a subscriber, you have to like the channel, and share this video if you possibly can, and then you will win this. This is probably going to go for a week. This is coming out on Friday. So you have till next Friday to win this. Yeah, comment. So thank you guys so much, and this is the end. So let's go to the end credits. And those were 40 facts about the Horus Heresy, the final video. Thank you guys so much for staying with us for 10 whole videos. This series was pretty long. Be sure to comment down below and tell us of any other lore that you guys would like us to cover. Of course, subscribe to the channel because we put out new lore videos. I want to say every day. We've been trying really hard to put out new videos every day. But for all those that have already subscribed, thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. That really helps out the channel, and it allows us to put out more videos for you guys. So you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.